Welcome back to the channel, folks. Mr. H here for a review roundup of Avengers Endgame. Now, just to reiterate, this is a brief excerpt of every kind of review that's out there currently. I'm just going to run through it, do a general census of the reviews, and then give my thoughts on them. But then also just to let you guys know, I've only just booked my tickets for tonight to see Avengers Endgame, so amazingly, my local theatre wasn't sold out. In fact, there was quite a few seats free, which is a bit strange, but never mind. So my review will be out in approximately 12 to 15 hours or something along those lines. I'll have to be back around 4 a.m. because it's a midnight showing. So yeah, expect my review out sometime very, very soon. So anyway, let's kind of get into the nitty and gritty. And again, just to let you all know, this is all spoiler free. There's not going to be any spoilers in here, so don't worry. Yeah, we'll just get right into it. So the wrap states that Avengers Endgame is, from all appearances, the end of the road for some characters and storylines, but the seeds of many offshoots look to have been planted along the way. Expect to see them grow and multiply in the coming seasons. Now, again, some people may point to that and say, oh, that's a spoiler that, it's the end of the road for some characters. Not really. We knew this was going to be happening in the movie, and it's fairly obvious that would have been the case. So, apologies if anyone thought that was spoilers, but yeah. The Hollywood Reporter stated, I'll admit, watching Avengers Endgame, I got more emotional than I thought I would. A lot has changed since 2008 for all of us, both personally and also just how the world works, and it's hard not to think about that while watching. It's strangely sentimental for a movie that features the biggest all-out superhero fight I can ever remember seeing. The Marvel Cinematic Universe isn't over. Technically, Phase 3 isn't even over yet until after Spider-Man Far From Home, but man, in a way, it sure kind of feels like it is. That is one of the running themes that'll be throughout these reviews here, is that there's a lot of callbacks to the earlier MCU movies. So it's interesting that the Hollywood Reporter obviously just threw this out there and stated it, but again, it's one of these running themes that we will get. And it's something which I'm personally looking forward to, actually. Collider stated, and look, I say last Avengers film, knowing full well that Marvel and Disney aren't going to close down the latex factory and move on to other things. We've just met Captain Marvel. There's more Wakanda to be explored. Many other heroes in Endgame remain positioned for future intriguing exploits, but it does seem like this is the last time they'll all be together, at least in this exact configuration. In that light, Endgame delivers a fond and fabulous farewell. I'll confess that a genuine tear came to my eye as Marvel's massive ship, glinting in all its effortful splendour, tipped its wing in grand salute before flying off to places unknown for now. Vanity Fair, Avengers Endgame is a difficult movie to review because the marketing has given away virtually nothing about the story. If possible, you should absolutely see this movie knowing as little about it as possible. It's also a movie that shouldn't be spoiled, so be nice out there. While this might be an ending, it also feels like a new beginning, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see where Marvel Studios goes next. Very, very interesting to hear that we're getting confirmation that the marketing has essentially revealed nothing about the movie, and that's one of the things which you've again heard quite often. In fact, especially from the Russo brothers, they did say that, or there was rumours anyway to stipulate that what we've seen is essentially just the first 20 minutes. So nice to see that that's basically confirmed. And again, we should never just spoil movies. My review later on will have a non-spoiler section and a spoiler section, so you guys can listen to all of that and be fair warned if you don't want to hear any spoilers. So Bleeding Cool stated, and Avengers Endgame is, in a word, funky. Its structure will surprise you, its music choices will surprise you, and it's not in any way a repeat of any MCU film that's come before. It turns out that not making Endgame Infinity War Part 2 was completely justified and not just a dime store marketing trick. Newsarama stated, Endgame is a tragic and uplifting, rousing and grounding, while leaving minds racing and making everybody cry, even the toughest guys. Marvel movies have managed to find endearing, crowd-pleasing magic amid these fun and flawed comic book characters in the past decade, and Endgame pays off all that goodwill by letting them do what they do best on the biggest stage yet. USA Today stated the fourth Avengers movie had so many demands and expectations weighing upon it. Despite some flaws, there's no denying that this is a truly impressive achievement and a worthy conclusion to a story years in the making. Those next 11 years of the MCU have a lot to live up to. 4 out of 5. The first review, in fact, to give it a rating, so kind of brave there. Although, as a side note, the Rotten Tomatoes score has been revealed and it is certified fresh, so that's no surprise. I was expecting that to happen. But interesting to see that this is the first review of this review roundup to actually give it a score. Digital Spy stated, Avengers Endgame is a must-see for Marvel fans, even those who have only a casual interest in the MCU. Because of the spectacle, it's worth seeing Avengers Endgame in IMAX, though it isn't necessary to enjoy the movie. Marvel Studios' latest faces the highest expectations of any Marvel Studios movie thus far, manages to exceed them, which is nothing short of extraordinary. Simply speaking, Avengers Endgame is one of the best Marvel movies ever. 4.5 out of 5. Screen Rant was fairly, again, to be expected, really complimentary. The final takeaway from this decade-long journey is that heroism isn't defined by bravery or super abilities, but by what one gives up for the greater good. Among the many frustrations of the snap was that it robbed so many great characters and gazillions of anonymous creatures throughout the galaxy of proactively making that choice. Endgame isn't exactly a do-over, but it builds to an infinitely more satisfying conclusion. Variety stated, the culmination of a staggering achievement as a shared universe. It succeeds as its own beast on almost every level, in its action-packed 3 hours, in its emotional resonance, and in its humour. This arguably is their greatest achievement thus far, and one that perhaps never be bettered, but that doesn't mean we cannot wait to see what they come up with next. And this is one of the interesting things, I guess, is that everyone is saying this is unlike any other MCU movie. It is the crowning achievement of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I guess if everyone is saying that, you can kind of see why Kevin Feige hired the Russo brothers for so many movies. I believe they are, in fact, the longest tenured directors in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, directing the most movies, as far as I'm aware. And this would probably indicate as to why. The playlist stated, ultimately Avengers Endgame feels exhausting. That's not a knock against the movie though, the exhaustion is well earned, because like Earth's mightiest heroes we feel as if we've truly come to the end of a long, winding, confusing, but ultimately rewarding road. Tears will be shed, cheers will ring out, and we'll head home tired but contented. Avengers Endgame closes the book on the MCU as we know it, but there's a brand new book, shiny and untouched, up on that shelf, waiting for fresh eyes. Part of the journey is the end, yes, but just imagine what comes next. 8 out of 10. Slash Film stated that Avengers Endgame is easily the Marvel Cinematic Universe's most ambitious, emotional, and affecting film to date, somehow managing to tie up more than a decade of storytelling in a confident and mostly coherent climax, a hurdle that many other blockbuster franchises have stumbled over in their final runs. It will inevitably provoke years of spirited debate amongst fans, and an over-reliance on messy CGI action blunts some of its impact, but in terms of pure heart, Endgame holds nothing back. This may not have been the only way for Marvel to end the first chapter of its sprawling superhero saga, but when faced with 14,605,000 possible outcomes, it manages to be a surprising and satisfying one. 9.5 out of 10. Fantastic review by Slash Film there. Interesting to note that they do comment on the CGI. In fact, that was one of my complaints of Avengers Infinity War, was that the CGI was a little bit off in parts. So, a bit of a shame that they obviously haven't corrected that moving forwards for the the end of everything, Avengers Endgame. So, a bit surprising there, but never mind. And just to round it out with Total Film, they stated that every single action sequence here deserves to be seen on the largest screen possible. In Infinity War, the Russos demonstrated their ability to take action from Earth to space and back, and each of Endgame provides plenty of epic clashes and gorgeous vistas to relish. Even the more basic settings, like the Avengers' headquarters somewhere in upstate New York, get made over into expansive settings. So there you go, that is the review roundup. Again, I do these for all movies which are big tentpole projects or things which I'm personally looking forward to. I will be seeing this tonight, so please do expect my review out very, very soon. Due to the nature of the time of the screening plus the length of the film, I will more than likely just review it when I get home. So that's about 4 a.m. UK time, and I'll just release it straight away. So please do expect that out soon. Unlikely to bring you any other videos today as a result of that. I'm probably going to go take a nap, because of course I'm going to be awake probably all night doing this. So guys, let me know your thoughts on this. Are you seeing it tonight? And if you are, where are you going to go see it? Are you going to see it in IMAX? Are you going to see it at a View if you're in the UK? Let me know. Or even an Odeon. Again, let me know down below in the comments. Are you looking forward to this, seeing this on the biggest screen possible? I'd be really, really eager to know. And also, did you book it as late as me? Because I was really surprised when I went to book it today that there was in fact any spaces left. There was quite a few. So that really did shock me. But I do live out somewhat in the sticks near the M4, so it's kind of one of those things to be expected, I guess. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. As always, if you are new here, please do hit subscribe. And to stay up to date on the world of pop culture, movie news, and hey, the Avengers Endgame movie review, smash that bell notification icon. As always, thank you so much for watching. I've been Mr. H. Take care.